What's going on, everybody? My name's Marcus. Welcome back to another live stream. On this channel, I make reselling content, and every Tuesday I go live with another reseller, man, so we can chop it up, learn things from each other, and just share the knowledge that we get through this wonderful community, man, that is the reseller community. And tonight's guest is a buddy of mine, Hilary Murphy. She's been a subscriber of mine for a couple of months now, and she's been in almost pretty much every chat, every comment section. So I figured, man, who better to have on than Hilary? So we're gonna bring her in. Stay tuned for that. Hang on.
Hi,
Hey,
everyone.
what's going on?
Yeah, I'm
So
so
it's
excited
great
to
for
be here.
me to meet you.
Yeah, see, I'm
How
a
is
real
it going?
person, not just a robot commenting on your videos.
Right. Well, it's great to put a face, well, not necessarily a face, but a personality with
Yeah,
the commentary that I have back and forth with you.
with the snarky commentary. Yeah,
Right. Well, sometimes, man, things get lost in translation through text.
they do.
You know what I
They
mean?
do.
Or like, it might come off a little bit more different than you wanted to. So like for me, I got super dry humor, like straight dad humor. And
It's
sometimes it doesn't
appreciated,
come
though. It's
off like that in
appreciated.
text. It seems like I'm being snarky or like, rude,
No,
but
no, no. I'm snarky
so
too, so I get it. It's all good. It's all good.
right. All right, let me go ahead and say hi to a couple people in the chat real quick. We got Sunblade Dragon. Let's go.
Yeah, that's
New
my
name for
husband.
me. Thank you for
Yeah,
popping in. Is that your husband or something?
yeah, that's my husband. Yep.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Look, it's got to be somebody you brought with you, Miss
Yeah,
Lachey.
yeah.
She's another version of you,
Hey, Miss
pretty
Lachey.
much. You know what I mean? She's
Yeah,
always
she's
there
always in the
supporting.
comment section with me. We're usually
Definitely.
bantering back and forth during your live
Yeah.
streams.
It's Hillary. Howdy, folks. Miss Lachey needs to come on here too.
Yeah,
I
maybe
get to
she's
troll my
next.
honey. Just kidding. Hey,
No, he's gonna. He's gonna.
any support is great support as long as it doesn't, since he's yours, it's not going to get disrespectful.
Yeah.
Were you here in that chat with Miss Q where the trolls were like going ham?
Yes,
Yeah, that
that
was
we earned our
crazy.
wrenches that week. You had like given them out like candy one week, and like we don't have to do anything. That one we had to do a lot. That was work.
Right.
That
Yeah, it
poor
was
woman, seriously,
yeah,
she's got like a stalker or something. I felt so bad
that's what
for her
she
because
said.
she's got someone
But
being so
it
mean.
is what it is though. So how's it going today?
Ching!
Yeah.
Starting off the live with a sale, nice.
It's been super slow today though. Like
Has it?
I've only got 4 sales today so far.
It's been popping for me, but I mean, I
Really, that's
sell
good.
different categories than you, so video games
Yeah.
is where it's at right now,
Yeah.
apparently.
I sold 57 over the weekend, and that's over the whole
Wow.
weekend with Monday included, which
Wow.
is which is kind of bad because
That's bad for you? Oh my god.
I've been selling about 60 on Saturday and Sunday alone.
Uh,
So this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So just 57. So I could tell personally that people are out traveling and not in front of their
For
phones.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Like Monday sales were really, really low. Usually Monday I have actually better sales than Sunday, but
Yeah.
since Monday was a holiday, that was
Yeah.
much slower, excuse me. But I had
Well,
like I think a dozen sales over the weekends and I was like, "Whoa, that's the best." And you're like, "Yeah, I only had 56."
yeah. And I don't mean that in like like
No,
trying to
it's
like
lower
low
for
key
you. I get
flex.
it. Yeah.
Uh I really like even when I go to the post office, they're like, You're kind of busy this weekend, huh?" I'm like, "Well, I'm kind of like 20 packages short, but it is what it
Wow.
is,
Yeah,
so
I've been
but
having my packages picked up, but I mean, not everyone can do that, especially if you're living in an apartment or a neighborhood where it's not
yeah,
necessarily safe and you get lots of porch pirates or something.
right.
Thankfully,
Well,
we don't, and it's worked
I
out.
have a
But
I have a hallway, you know what I mean, like a
mhm,
foyer, I guess you want to call it, whatever. But
okay.
it's still in the hood. Like literally, like 30 minutes ago, there was gunshots right outside my window.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
I'm not putting any packages outside. Needless to say,
Don't
uh,
blame you. Don't blame you. Yep.
but
I just like being lazy and staying at home.
the funny thing is, I leave my car unlocked with my inventory in it. So, but I won't put my packages outside for the post office.
Make it make sense.
Uh, I just don't think about it. I guess like
Yeah.
my brother. I left my wallet in my car one day and it had like $500 cash in it. My brother comes walking in the house and he's like, "Look at this wallet I found in some random douche's car with with the door unlocked." And
Getting trolled by
he
your
holds it
brother.
up.
Okay,
And
well,
it's
you
my
deserved
wallet.
it though.
Yeah, he's like, dude, you need to start locking your car door, man. You're gonna get jacked for like your money that you leave in there. I go to the
Yeah, I
gym and I
mean,
leave my wallet in my car, but
we
I
live in
guess
a pretty decent neighborhood, and we still have our car rifled through on the regular. The only thing they get is loose change. I mean, the only other thing we have in the
yeah,
car all the
they've
time is
gone
a
in your
car
car.
seat.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
they break into our minivan to find loose
that's
change.
crazy. They breaking into the mom-mobile. Gibby's girls, hey, what's going on? Garage selling with Keegan. What's up, my guy Keegan? How you doing, man? Appreciate you dropping in. Harry Humstone, what's going on?
Hello.
Hello, Marcus and Hilary. He just killed it at some I he said it wasn't a yard sale, so I don't know. He just
I've
got
been seeing
a bunch of stuff.
I've
Uh,
been seeing so many videos lately of people who were finding awesome stuff at yard sales, at flea markets
yeah.
and stuff, and I'm like, I'm jealous. We found, some good stuff. We've gotten some good scores at yard sales, but nothing like what I'm seeing on YouTube, man.
So that's and I don't know. Like for me, I don't find like super scores like multiple like vintage items in one haul or nothing like that.
Right, right.
For me, it's usually like maybe at the most a handful of like banger items. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
like really just found like a whole bunch of vintage T-shirts, the Who, uh, a bunch of like you know older bands from like back in the day, and
right.
I know they're worth something. And a bunch of Hot Wheels and really cool like vinyl and stuff like that. I'm like, I
Mhm,
never ever get like that lucky. But so today I went to there's a lady at my church, they own rental property. So I went to
mhm.
go meet up with her. She's like, we had this guy, he died and he had a bunch of these. I never even heard of them. They're like beanie babies, but they're called like I don't know, man. Let me look it up. It's Sam Beanie. I don't know. Salvino. Let me see if I can find it.
I think I've heard of
Salvino
that.
Salvino's Bammers. Okay, so
Salvino's
like they
Bammers.
look like Beanie Babies, right? But
Okay,
they got like sports names on them, like players and teams and
okay,
stuff like that. So it's like
okay.
the sports Beanie Babies. So she's
All
got
right, so I would have
thousands
said
of
they were
these
like
things,
knockoff Beanie Babies or something, and if I saw
right?
them, I wouldn't even know what that is.
Well, so she's trying to get me to sell them, and I was like, "Look, to be honest with you, I'm not set up for that." And needless to say, I said I'm overwhelmed by the fact that you want me to sell thousands of these for you, knowing that it's going to go on my taxes, and I got to pay the taxes on it. And like I prefer to just not even get involved with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's
I
like,
don't blame you for passing.
she's got all types of stuff. It was a
Yeah.
hoarder house clean out. He said, "Okay, yeah, I
Oh
remember
man,
seeing that in your comment now."
porterhouses can
80s
be
stuff.
gold mines or they can be completely awful. There's really no in
Yeah.
between.
So I knew this hoarder mom when I was in high
Mhm.
school. We went to my buddy's house. His name's Joe. We went to his house to like, help his mom clean up, and it was one of those hoarder houses where there was no gold there. It was like random newspapers and like just
Trash. Yeah.
stuff that it was pretty. Essentially, it was trash. You know what I mean? But like I don't get it. It is what it is though. Sometimes you get
Yeah.
lucky, sometimes you don't. Oh, I was supposed to read
Yeah.
that. 80s, all 80s stuff. 80s Hot Wheels and packages, tourist shirts from the 80s, leather jackets, vintage clothing, 3 carloads and 6 totes of
Wow.
vintage Barbies from the 90s. That's
That's a
crazy.
lot.
Probably
That's
thousands
a
of
lot of
dollars,
stuff. Good
like
score,
honestly.
man.
And he got it for like
Yeah.
a super low price too. I think he
Oh wow.
said like 200 something dollars, but I could be
Not
wrong.
bad.
I was driving to St. Louis when I watched the video. Hey, Nita, what's going on? So, what's your best sell over the weekend?
Oh, oddly enough, makeup. When
Makeup.
I was at our local Savers and they had a bunch of makeup by a company called Bare Minerals, which I
Okay,
only
yeah,
know how pricey their stuff is because I use it.
yeah.
And I found a bunch of stuff like on the bag walls, just all
Hmm.
thrown in bags. And I found one little tiny thing about the size of a quarter. That's
Mm,
eyebrow gel. That one
right.
little tiny thing sold for $60.
Nice.
The
That's
size of a
great.
quarter. It's
That's
tiny.
what's up.
Even I'm like, I'm not spending $60 on that.
Not at all.
But hey, I'll take
Good.
the money. I spent what, $4 on the whole bag and it had
On
some other
all of
stuff
it.
in it too.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome right there.
Yeah.
I don't go to Savers that much because the closest one to me is in St. Louis, and don't get me
So it's a
wrong. When I
drive for
went
you.
there, I got a lot of good stuff, but I had to pay like significantly up
You
for
pay
for
up.
me, like
Especially for clothes, yeah.
$13. for a pair of Levi's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy when I can get them at the bins for like $2.
I know. I mean, I shop for like personal clothes at Savers, but I'll shop the hard goods and stuff like that, and electronics, especially at Savers. And we're
Yeah,
lucky enough, it's only a mile from our house. So
yeah,
my husband actually goes twice a day during the week because
nice.
he's looking for
So
video
does he
games and stuff for
resell?
his own collection. Sorry, what was that?
Does your husband resell?
Sort of. Sort of.
Sort of.
He knows how to look up stuff and source, but then he hands it to me and I do the rest.
Right, right. That
So
makes
I do all
sense.
the prep and photography. He likes testing the video game systems and stuff that we found. So
Right,
he's my
right.
tester. That's the fun
So
part though.
Harry says there's a picture of me in one room where the newspapers almost piled to the ceiling. Yeah, I don't get the thing about holding on to newspapers unless there's like some, historic event on there. But I
Yeah.
think the lady that I'm talking about just had every newspaper ever delivered to her
Yeah.
house
I
in a
mean, some
stack.
people have a tough time with it, and going through hoarder houses is
Right.
work.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Keegan says I recently had the opportunity to pick up a '90s rap Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Ice Cube T-shirt. Sweet. How
Ooh.
much is it listed for? Like, cause that's a sick find. Harry didn't pay a dime. Got it all for
Didn't
free.
pay
Saving from the
anything,
dumpster.
dude.
What?
Multiple carloads of stuff for
That's
free. That's a
crazy.
score.
Wow.
Whew.
Yeah, your husband's mind blown too. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Understandable. I mean, I think the best free thing I've ever gotten is like in a pile of yard sale leftovers, we found a Bose speaker system. It didn't have the power
Okay.
cables with it, but I just happened to have one that fit at home, and I sold that for
Awesome.
$250.
Yeah. I
So,
bet that was
but
an
that's like
awesome packing
that
job.
hasn't happened again.
No. So I went to the 100 Mile yard sale we had last year. There was a guy that
Yeah.
had a Bose system.
Mhm.
Um, he didn't have the power cords to test it, so I didn't buy it. But my ex girlfriend was like, "I'll buy it," And so she bought it and parted it all out, and she made like I want to say like $235 off of it, but she
Nice.
only paid like $25 for the whole set, and it was like the unit with all the surround sound speakers and everything. I was like, "Yeah, I ain't
Nice.
messing with it,"
Nice.
but yeah, she did that.
Hey, if she's willing to mess with it, there's money in that. Absolutely. Bose
Right,
is a good name.
right. Keegan Harry said he's going to check out your channel later on, and for selling. Uh, I really appreciate that, Harry. Garage sale season is just starting in my area, so I'm gonna start dropping a lot of garage sale videos. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice. Nice. Yep.
It's worth around 800 with the blow modes. Blow modes can be really, really good
Blumels,
finds
yeah.
too.
I've sold a couple
Hey,
of vintage
Misha.
ones before.
What's in all that them boxes behind you? Is that your listed inventory?
This is part of my inventory, part of it. The little things, like
Hmm.
video games and toys and tchotchkes and stuff, that goes in these. On the other side I'm in my basement. On the other side of the basement, I have some
Hmm.
more open shelves with the big things on it, like the
Okay.
small kitchen appliances and the rock band drums and things like that, because they're not going to fit in bankrupt boxes.
Right, right, right.
And
So,
I organize it kind of like Rachel Strickland does. Instead of having like SKU numbers like you do, I
mhm,
have different categories. You can't see them written on the boxes, but
right,
one of them will say video games, and the other one will say pots and pans, and the other one will say, like health and beauty items and stuff. So I
right.
can find it roughly
That
just by
makes
looking
sense.
at the different boxes.
Yeah. So how long does it take you, like roughly, to find your items? Is it like a real quick thing, like
Oh yeah,
under a minute
less
per
than a minute.
item?
Less than a
Okay.
minute, easily.
Because
Yeah.
like for me, before I started my inventory system with the SKUs, I'd have to like unstack my mile high tote stack. You know what I mean? And it was
Yeah,
always on the bottom. Then I'd have to pilfer through that bin to find it. So
I
that's
know
why I
having the
started the
stacking bins is just I'm too
yeah,
lazy for that. I like the
yeah,
shelves better. I'm
right.
thinking of maybe eventually changing over to like clear plastic bins here that I
Yeah,
can see things just at a
of
glance
course.
what they are.
I feel
But
like those would be cheaper than bankers boxes. Like bankers boxes are like $12 a piece, ain't they?
no, I mean I bought a ton of them all at once, so it ended up being like $2 or something like that.
A piece?
So they weren't,
That's not
yeah, it's because I bought a bunch of them at once. If
okay.
if you're
Yeah, no,
buying
it's
them
like
individually, yeah, they're pricey.
yeah, I know at Lowe's here in my town, like they're like
Mhm.
$12 for not probably not that exact kind, but I think it is
Yeah.
that exact kind. It's
Similar ones.
worth
Yeah, no, you get everything online for cheaper. Yeah, either from like Uline or Amazon. That's where I get a lot of
okay.
my shipping supplies is at Amazon.
I need to start like ordering more from Uline. I buy my boxes that I keep my inventory in from Uline, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
start buying like my poly bags in bulk from Uline too, because I'm buying like 200 every Monday, and that's just kind of just ridiculous.
Yeah,
I
no,
just buy
order
it
them
in bulk.
in the thousands because I know I get my poly mailers by the thousand,
Yeah, I need to do
just on
that.
Amazon for about the same price as what you're paying on Uline.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm BSing, but I need to go ahead and get with it. Scott, what's going on, bro? Thanks for showing up, and for the recommendation for uh, an interview on my channel. Let's see. Let me just catch up with this chat. Misha said, I have to do SKUs. Mine are mostly all vintage, not really categories to go by. Yeah, so
Right.
and with me, it's since I only really have it's either clothes, shoes, or hats. Like the hats
Mhm.
all go in one place, the shoes go on shoe racks, and then the thousands of clothing items, that's where I gotta keep an eye at, like not
Yeah.
lose stuff.
That's why it makes sense for you to have a more detailed system, which is
Right.
it seems to be working great for you. I was watching you pull some orders before you started changing over to the SKU number system,
Yeah.
and yeah, you were struggling a bit,
It
and
was a
then when you
nightmare.
started moving like half over and half still the old
Yeah.
way, the ones that you had skewed, you go to the box, pull it out, boom, done, 10 seconds.
Right.
So if
And
that works
so
for you, rock it.
like for the 57 items or whatever that I had to ship out today, it
Hmm.
took me like 10 minutes to pull all of them. And
Nice.
and
Yeah.
part of that 10 minutes is because I had to find four items from my old inventory system. So I had to like
Okay.
go through like two totes completely because one of
So it
them
probably
wasn't
would
even
have
labeled.
took you like 5 minutes then. That's awesome that it's so
Yeah,
fast.
so it's pretty good. Um, it's even quicker if I go like actually on the eBay like .com app or website on my phone instead of just
Mhm.
using the app, because then I can filter by SKU and it goes in order instead of me
Ah.
going over here to this bin and then going to this box and then going there and then back and forth. I can
Okay,
go
that makes
all in
more
order
sense.
and it'd be a lot quicker.
That's good to know that it's different on desktop than it is on mobile. Okay, okay. Because when I put in, anything in the custom SKU field, it's
Mhm.
usually just roughly what box it's in.
Right, right, that makes sense.
Sometimes I don't even fill it in because obviously I know where video games are going to be in the
Of
video game
course.
box.
And that's where I was. I don't know how many active listings you have. How many do you have?
Less than 200.
Okay,
I'm a
so
small time seller. I only do
totally
this
different game.
part time.
At that point, like I could remember literally where I put everything without having to put a SKU in there. It's when I bought a bulk buyout
Hmm.
of a bunch of clothes is when I first started using the SKU option. And before that, I had like 200 or 300 items listed. But then I
Okay.
bought this bulk buyout from this guy, and I got up to 700 listings, and I was like, now it's going to
Wow,
be a
that's more than
problem.
double.
So I
Yeah,
need to
no, now
start
you do.
keeping track of
Absolutely.
where everything's going. So that's when I
Yeah.
really started using it.
There have been times where I've totally forgotten, what box or something is in, which is why now I have them just
Right.
written down and labeled
There's
with
nothing
roughly
worse
what's
than going through every single item to find the item you're looking for.
yes. Even when I only have, a couple hundred items, most of them in these boxes, it's still a pain in the ass.
Right, right.
Yes.
Scott says now that I'm using the number SKU, it's seconds to pull. Before it was painful, and I think
Yeah.
Scott's using the same inventory system that I use because
Okay.
me and him had a video call between the two of us, and
Hmm.
I showed him my system and gave him some tips and tricks on what I was doing, and I
Yeah.
believe that's how he's using his. So, because before he just had a bunch of stuff stacked on shelves, like his jeans were just stacked on a shelf, and I know
Mm.
that had to be a nightmare to go
And you're
through.
gonna
Like,
go through
which
the whole
stack of these
pile.
jeans is my jeans in? So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what'd you list today? Did you get any listing done today yet?
No, I've got some like photographed and ready to go up, so I'll probably be doing that later. I usually do my listing at night after at least my
Okay.
youngest is in bed because four kids keep you busy during the day.
Right,
So I
right.
can't really focus until then. But yeah, once things are quiet, I've got things photographed ahead of time when I've got a few minutes here and there, and then I'll just sit down at my computer and make up the listings.
That's
So
cool.
I've got some
Yeah.
stuff. I think I got some video games ready to go and some more makeup,
Good
oddball
deal.
things.
Um, yeah, I talked to can't remember his name. I think it's Michael. Guy Michael Gaiman. He's on Instagram. I
Hmm.
talked to him this morning for a few minutes because he was asking me. He said, "I was listening to one of your lives. He's like, how are you listing 15 items in a day?" I was like, "Well, it's 35, but the
Not
way
to
I do it,
flex.
man, is I just kind of just focus is what you need, you know. But I
Yeah,
just do it nonstop. I do all the photos first, and then I'll just do all the listings second. But
that's what I
today,
normally do. Yeah.
it's weird because I actually had like a few hours in between those processes. Like, so I uh I packed all my orders, and then I had to go meet up with the lady that I had to do my to look at the apartment and
The
stuff
private
with.
pick. Yeah.
I met up with her, and then I went to the thrift store to go meet up with my brother and got like 15 pairs of shoes. Then I
Nice.
came back and started all my listings. So I normally I'd been done by now, but I'm not even halfway through. I still got 17 pairs of shoes to list.
Yeah, but the beauty of it
Got
now is, since you've
all
got,
those right there
oh
on the
man,
floor, and
are
then
they
I
all
got
cleaned and prepped?
this. Yeah, I cleaned them last night after I got back from the bins. I
Okay.
cleaned 35 pairs of shoes. I was up to like 12 o'clock at night cleaning shoes.
Oh, geez. So, but once
But
they're all photographed, you can literally be lying in bed and listing stuff. That's the beauty of doing this.
right, yep,
You can do it when it works for you,
yep.
how it works for
So
you.
I'm just, we'll see. The only bad part about still is I have two loads of since my dryer's broke. I got to go to the laundromat still and dry these loads of
Right.
clothes.
Yeah.
And
Still
then I
haven't gotten
wanted
that
to go
fixed,
to
huh?
the gym, but I don't think that's happening. So I gotta start getting back in the gym though, like more often, because my health can't take the back seat. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you. You need to get that
So
dryer fixed too.
I really do. Uh,
Yeah.
I
It's probably
I
taking up a lot
thought
of
the guy
time
was
going back
coming,
and
but
forth.
I guess he isn't. But I'm gonna get it fixed and write it off, just like you said.
Yep.
So
If you're able to write off
yesterday,
your
you guys will
thermal
see the
printer, you can
video.
write off repairs.
And so I told you the thermal printer started working again.
Yeah, I know. It
So
must have been just messing with you, seriously.
I really don't know. I guess it just didn't like me that day. But
Or did it
I got the other
overheat?
one. It's right here. I haven't even opened it yet. So it'll just sit in that bag until I need it.
I'd keep it as
I'm
a
glad.
backup for sure, because I mean that definitely threw a wrench in the works when you didn't have your thermal printer. So
Right,
you need
definitely.
that. Now mine
Uh,
started throwing a fit because I was using some of the free labels that I got from UPS, and
mhm,
it was only like printing on every other label for
right.
some reason. And then it was like, no, I don't have labels. I think I just need to clean it though. Honestly, it's been a while.
Hmm. So how long have you been using it?
Just under a year, but I suck at doing the maintenance. You're supposed to like wipe down the
Well,
inside with those
I've had
alcohol
mine
wipes
for
and
about a
stuff.
year, and I haven't done anything like that to mine either. So maybe that's what's wrong with mine.
Maybe
Miss
it needs to
Lachey
be cleaned.
asked you, Hillary, how did you get started on eBay? What are your bread and butter sales? Sorry if this is a repeat question. It is
No, not
not.
repeat. I mean, um, well, we've been on eBay since the beginning of time because I'm old enough to remember when we didn't use the internet.
Right.
So
Me
we've had
too.
an account for over 20 years. It's my
Mm,
husband's account. We just use it. And before we were using it, just for selling the oddball thing here of our own personal possessions or looking for some random item online, like our kids attached to a stuffed animal that's no longer available. You got to find it on eBay. But it was just over the past year and a half, I want to say, where I started like really, reselling and sourcing things deliberately to flip. And it's been working out great. I sell a little bit of every category.
mm,
I'm not niche down like Marcus is. Um, my basic bread and butter, probably video games, because they sell so fast. Like once I get them, they're gone
mm.
usually in 5 days, instantly.
Nice.
So we sell those
That's great
frequently.
sellers. Mm,
But I mean, since I sell a little bit of everything, there's other things mixed in there. There's toys mixed in there, and there's random printers mixed in there and stuff. We get lots of video games though because it's what my husband is specifically looking for when he's shopping because he wants them for
okay.
himself.
And so where are
So we
you
get
getting these at just the local thrift stores?
yeah, most of them from the local thrift store. We've been hitting some yard sales. My husband actually went to an awesome yard sale while I slept in last weekend or the weekend before.
Hmm.
He ended up finding a couple of GameStop former employees who were
Nice.
selling off some older systems. So we got like two Xbox 360s, two Wii's, an Xbox One, some, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So we paid up a little bit for it, but it was all in like great shape. And get this, I've never seen this before. They actually wiped all the hard drives on them.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
no one's credit card information was on there this time.
That's great.
normally normally it's like still set up with some kid's profile with parental controls on or something
Yeah.
like that, and you have to find a workaround to wipe it.
Right. Right. Um, I seen at one yard sale last weekend there was an Xbox, a PlayStation 3, an
Mhm.
Xbox Series X, and a PlayStation 4, all at one yard sale, and a bunch of games. And
Dude.
I mean, they had it priced up, at market value, so there wasn't no
Okay.
room for like profit on it. But I
Right.
walked right past it. I noticed it, but I was looking for clothes. But
Yeah, you
still,
get your thing that you're looking for. You don't need anything
it
else.
still
Yeah.
amazes me that all that was at one yard sale, though.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it was like a similar situation where, former GameStop employees or something like that.
Right. Scott just had a new dryer delivered today. Nice.
Yeah,
I need
see?
to get with it too, man. So is
I'm just
yours.
waiting for ours to die. We've had it for 15 years and we've got 7 people living in my house. We do a lot of laundry.
Right, right. So it's gonna break sooner or later. And mine was from Rent a Center. Got it from Rent a Center and it's paid off and everything like that. But
Right. But it's
we've
been
had it
through the
for
ringer already. Yeah.
like 7 years, and there's no telling how long it was used before we got it.
Right.
And then I've been doing like nonstop loads of laundry for weeks in it because
Yeah.
I buy a lot of clothes to wash.
Yeah,
And
it's your
and
thing.
then
And
sometimes I'm just like, do I really need to wash all these clothes? But I'm like, yeah, you probably just need to keep washing them
from
because
the bins,
bins are
yeah.
gross. Yeah. Scott said he's using it as a tax write off. That's the way to go, bro.
Yep.
We just bought some shelves and installed them in the office. Total write off. That's what's up.
Yep.
Speaking of
Yep.
the
I'm gonna
office,
be.
I just found an office shirt, Dunder Mifflin shirt
Oh, geez.
at the bins.
Send
Yeah, I
that to
was
Harry
gonna give it
Tornado.
to Christian Flip the World, but it's too small for him.
Mm.
Misha says your husband helps with everything? Question mark.
Um.
And he says, I help with
Eh,
shopping and testing.
yeah. Yeah. He doesn't do like the photography or the listing or anything. He does absolutely help out with customer service though. Like whenever we get a return or a disgruntled customer and stuff, he
Right.
likes he's able to handle that better than me. That stresses me the heck out. I'll be honest.
And
So I
so
do
he
appreciate that
works full
he steps in.
time.
Yes, he works full time. He does medical billing for a hospital up here in New
Nice,
Hampshire. So
nice.
he's the breadwinner, and mine is kind of like the candy money, but it's the candy money that's making it so that we're actually not just surviving but thriving, even
Right.
during a pandemic when gas is $5 a gallon.
Yeah. It's got to feel
Yeah,
good, huh?
yeah, we're doing okay. My husband's like, oh, I wish we had money for this for that, and I'm like, dude, our bills are paid, and we
Yeah.
still have a positive balance in the account. This is
Right.
good.
Right.
We've
Yeah.
been at the low points before where we needed government assistance and stuff just to feed the kids. So
Yep.
we're doing okay. We're doing great. Reselling is definitely helping.
And for me, it's been life changing. Like the lady I met with today, she
Yeah.
was like, I never thought of anyone doing anything like eBay as a full time job. And I was like, literally, and like, so I showed her because she's the lady I'm going to be getting the apartment from. Like, I have to pay her. So I showed her like my numbers and she's just like, wow, like that's crazy. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It is. I
And
mean, the numbers that you do, heck yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I mean, but there's people like so out of there's four of us. It's me, Red Mountain Resell, Dana Invest, and Flip the World. And we're in this like little reselling group between the four of us. It's just like
And
a
all four of
friendship.
you kill it.
All four of us are killing it, but I'm doing the
Yeah.
worst out of everybody. So, you know, but
But
I
I mean,
was
like,
doing way, way worse. So now I'm kind of catching up. I told him I was like, I'm catching up to y'all this year, man. I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it.
yeah, you're
I'm
definitely a
gaining on
force
you.
to be reckoned with.
I'm
And now
gaining
that,
on you.
Daily Refinement's not here on YouTube, a little
Yeah.
bit of a niche to fill.
Yeah, I mean he's
Well,
there
no, he's
still,
here on YouTube, not on eBay. I'm
not on
sorry.
eBay. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing that. He's killing it on whatnot though. 35K
Oh,
in
yeah,
one
he
month.
is. Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy. Miss Lachey said I could kick myself for not selling on eBay like 15 years ago. I missed out on so much cash. I was in the
Yeah.
streets 15 years ago. I didn't care nothing about eBay.
But you know
But
what? You're doing what works for you right now, and that's all that matters.
Well, and that's what the lady from the apartment complex said. She's because I told her my testimony. I told her, like I used to sell drugs and stuff like that. And she's like, well, that's why you're so good at eBay because you've got a business mindset. She's like, selling drugs
Yes,
is a business. I'm like,
absolutely.
in a way, yeah, but I'm glad that I was able to take something negative in my past
Hmm.
and use it positively in the future.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Let's see what this is. Just sold some Levi's shorts for $20.
Nice
I'll
basic
take it.
sale. Good stuff.
Those things come a dime a dozen at the bins. $80 to fill the tank. Sheesh.
Yeah, the
I
minivan.
spent
Yep.
35 to fill my tank at 4.29 a gallon. But I've got the world's tiniest clown car. So
Yeah, we've got a six-cylinder minivan, so it doesn't get great mileage at all.
Misha's gonna steal your candy money terminology. I call it lunch money because I don't be buying candy. But if I was buying candy, I'd be all over it.
I bought candy today right after going to the thrift store because
What kind
Mama
of candy
deserves a
you buy?
treat.
What kind? What kind of candy did you buy?
Um, was it Reese's something chocolate and peanut butter, and it looked delicious, so I just grabbed it. I don't even know.
Your husband says you're good with the catchy quips.
Ow.
So I went to the thrift store today. I got a bunch
Yeah,
of
what you
Allegria shoes,
got? Ooh, okay.
Danskos, a couple Born Concepts. I can't remember because I got them all in this tote. But like those
Sounds
are
like
like
some good
bread
bread
and
and
butter
butter,
for
though.
me. So every time like my brother gets, because he's the one picking the stuff for me. I told
Hmm.
him nothing that needs to be cleaned. If it's dirty, I don't care what brand it is. I don't want it unless it's like Red Wing boots and it's gonna go for like a
Right.
hundred
Yeah,
bucks.
those will take the time to clean.
Yeah, I'll definitely clean those up. I just cleaned a
Yep.
pair of I think they were Chippewa boots. I picked them up like 2 or 3 videos ago. It
I
was
think I
like the
remember those.
last thing I
Yeah.
picked up. I just picked
Like
those
someone
up.
had
I just
tossed them
picked those
back.
up,
Yeah.
listed them for $110. So hopefully those will sell for someone
Nice,
around there.
nice.
I did
I
find
mean,
some
they look like
vintage
nice
Red Wing
boots.
boots, women's boots at a yard sale last weekend. I got those listed for $110. So
Nice.
I really I like the work boots. I like sneakers, but I like the work boots. The ROI on them. I just don't like cleaning them
Yeah.
because usually when I find them, they're like dusty and like busted.
Usually it's easier to just like brush off the dry stuff and list them as it is for those,
Right.
which is what I've done. Like I found Red Wing boots one time, only once, and that's all I did was I took just a dry brush to them, got most of the mud and dirt off, and just listed them
Hmm.
like that. They sold for $150 in 2 days.
Nice. Did you find them at the bins?
No, found them at Savers. So I
Oh,
paid, I think, for those ones I paid up. I paid 25 for those. But
okay.
it
Yeah.
was the same day that I also found two pairs of Salvatore Ferragamo dress shoes,
Nice. These
and
I
those
paid
sold for a
$20
buck each.
for.
Oh,
These are Red
nice.
Wing Pecos. I
Okay.
paid $20 for these, but in the condition they're in, they're like super clean.
They're in
I
good
can
shape, yeah.
probably sell like even the bottoms look like there's no wear on them. I could probably sell them. I haven't listed them yet, so I don't know what I'm going to list them for. But I sold some beat up trash ones, like torn up, scuffed up, toe boxes, like leather gouged out in chunks on them. I sold
Yeah.
those for $60. So
Yeah,
I
they
got
still
those from the
sell.
bins. So I figure I could sell these for at least 100,
Oh,
and I
yeah,
paid
probably.
$20 for those from the thrift store.
Those are nice looking.
Very
If you feel
rarely
like
do I
putting
do
in
that.
like 5 minutes of work with a little bit of like leather balm or something,
Right. Now, see, I don't do
but
all
that's all
that
those
even.
need.
Sometimes I'll polish them up if they look really bad. But
Mm,
these look like they look way better in person than they do on camera.
nice.
So like I don't even have to shine them up. Now I got some Doc Martens that are pretty scuffed up that I probably need to polish up, but usually I don't even put that much effort into it because it's not it's not really worth it for that much more
Not
money.
worth
You
your
know what I
time,
mean?
yeah.
Misha said, my candy is wine. Hey, I
Cheers.
used to drink wine. I'm down for that, Misha. Or a nice Jameson. I had some Jameson a few weeks back. My buddy had a baby shower. Him and his wife at a bar.
Hmm.
It's just a bar that we've been going to since we were kids, and I haven't been there in quite some time because I haven't lived in St. Louis. But I went there and drank some Jameson with him. Oh, we
Nice.
actually found some great shoes at our thrift a bit
The
ago.
Salvatore
Salvatore, so
Ferragamos,
that's
yep.
what she was talking about. Yeah, Salvatore Ferragamo. That's that designer.
It is, yeah. I learned that one from Kristen, a rural squirrel.
Uh huh.
So I learned that brand from
I
her.
learned that one from Jay Z. uh, Scott said, "How are the bins in New Hampshire? We have thought about checking those out up there
We have exactly one bins in the entire state.
because you got the
And
state.
it's very close to the border between New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
Mhm.
It's okay. I've only been to a couple bins locations, so I can't really compare it to too many. Judging from like, Marcus's videos and stuff, it's definitely not as big as the one in St.
Mhm.
Louis. But also the population here is smaller, so I guess there's less
Right.
people. The competition, they know how to hustle. You better
Yeah.
be coming in with body armor on some days. There have been fist fights lately.
Yeah.
Um, the donations in the bins and stuff haven't been as good lately. Like when everything shut down for COVID and then it lifted and the stores actually opened up, like there was awesome, awesome things at the bins for like those first few months or something because
Mhm.
people had just spent the whole time in lockdown clearing out their houses. So
Right.
there was some good stuff. And there was less competition because they wouldn't let as many people in there at the same time.
That would have
But
been
yeah, I mean,
so cool.
yeah, you got to know how to hustle there because there's definitely some competition. There's a lot of, the regulars that are there. They do this full time. A lot of them sell at some of the local flea markets.
Yeah.
Some sell online. And I've been to the bins location in Maine, which is about a 2.5 hour drive away from me. And
Mm.
they were like super chill. Like, I don't know if they were smoking or something before going there. They were just calm as heck, like, hey, how's it going? What's up?
Uh,
And there's this tiny, teeny, teeny,
mm.
tiny, like I could fit this whole Ben's location in my living room. But they had things so organized though. Like instead of just like, oh, here's all the general merchandise and here's all the clothes, they had like a
Mhm.
separate bin for media that was off to the side where, everyone else could go through it, and one for like just video games. And they had a spot for all of the single shoes that was different from the other
Oh,
bins of shoes.
that's so organized.
Yes, and I think it only worked because everyone there is just chill because it's Maine. No
Yeah.
one's really high strung in Maine, except for maybe Stephen King because he's up there writing all of his novels, but
Yeah. He's on
not much
something.
else going on.
Your husband says, yeah, I know nothing about shoes. I wear Lands End shoes. Clearly not cultured.
He's
LOL.
basic. He's basic. That's
That's
okay. So am
that's
I.
hilarious.
That's one of the reasons why I watch a lot of your videos to learn more clothing brands because
Mm,
I'm really not into clothes. Like a lot of women are. I've noticed a lot of the excuse me, a lot of resellers here on YouTube that sell clothes tend to be
mm,
women.
yeah.
I know very little about clothes because I don't care.
Right.
Quite frankly, it's just not my thing. I'm not like super into fashion. I know mall brands like what you sell a lot, but
Yeah.
designer brands, I wouldn't know it if somebody hit me with it.
Yeah.
So I'm doing
And
what I can to learn, and I've definitely learned a lot of new brands from you. Like, was it the Rag and Bone?
I sold
I
those
don't think
today
I
for
know those.
$30.
Good, awesome,
Yeah.
because you just picked
I
those
had them
up
listed for
recently.
40. Someone
Uh huh.
sent me an offer for 30, and I was like, yeah, why not? It's a
Oh,
slow
for
day
a quick
anyway.
one.
Let me go ahead and take it. So,
Yep. No.
but I'm still learning a lot. Like I said, and I just wear simple stuff. Like me personally, I wear like Nike, pretty much everything, all the
Yep.
time. I wear joggers and t-shirts every day. So
Yoga
fashion
pants and
isn't
tank
something that
tops.
I'm really into. I like to be
Yeah.
comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, but when
Same.
I was in high school and like younger, and I was
Hmm.
like, in the streets, I was like, fashion. At least urban fashion. So like
Yeah,
what
you worry more about
streetwise
your
were
image
wearing.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was wearing that kind of stuff, but when I got out of the streets and stopped caring about my appearance and like what people thought of me and just wanted to be just me, I just started wearing just simple Nike stuff, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So as far as me like learning a bunch of brands and stuff like that, it's all a new learning experience for me, which is why I put it on YouTube so that people out there like you for instance that
Hmm.
don't know anything just like me can learn stuff as I go along. And like I
I
get people all
appreciate it. I
the
mean,
time
you
that
and
are
all
like,
the other content creators, I've learned literally everything I know about reselling from YouTube.
yeah,
And I mean, I
me
was able to
too.
bring in an extra $30,000 last year.
Yeah, that's great.
So heck yeah.
Yeah. So like for me, I learned quite a bit of the stuff that I know about, reselling and just brands in general from all categories from YouTube, watching YouTube videos.
Yep.
I want to say about out of 100%, I want to say about 20 of it was me actually like finding stuff on my own. But
Yeah.
the rest of it was like, if you see this brand, pick it up, or like this
Yeah, you
sells
got to
well
know what
for
to
us,
look
or like
for.
this
Yeah.
and this and that. So like I just like started going out and looking everything up that I would find from the brands that I was hearing about.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I'd strike gold, sometimes like, because there's brands that not everything by them sells well,
True.
but
True.
certain makes and models of things. So like nobody was talking about Red Wing boots on TV or on YouTube, but I guess I don't know why I didn't think that it was going for much, but I picked up a pair. The very first pair I picked up was like super trashed, and I was like, let me go ahead and look these up and see what it would be going for if they were in better condition. And I start scrolling through these Red Wing boot sales, and I seen like raggedy, super busted, beat up boots
Mhm.
that were in like going, and there were these were the Western kind that I picked up with the like the square
Oh
toe,
yeah.
and they were
Yeah.
selling for like $35 still, like super trash. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna just put them on Facebook and see what happens. And somebody bought them the next day for $30, and I was like, all right, let me put them on
Nice.
eBay and try and maximize my profits. And I've been selling them on eBay for closer to $100 ever since. So it's one
Nice.
of those things that I learned myself. But like
Yeah.
I knew that they were expensive, but I don't do any construction or any working or any of that type of sort to where I would ever need to buy any. So like I
Right.
didn't know how much they really were. I was like, oh, they're work boots. You can buy those from Walmart. No, you
I know I
can't.
never wore work boots either. I've worn military boots before, and then before, being a stay-at-home mom, I worked mostly in
Mhm.
food service.
Yeah, me
So
too.
I'd be wearing, non-slip shoes for that.
Yeah.
Nothing much
Speaking of
else.
non-skid shoes, I bought some brand new cross tracks or something like that, like
Mhm.
Walmart version of non-slip shoes. I bought them from the thrift store my brother works at. Sold them
Okay.
to somebody. They had the tags on them and everything. The
Mhm.
sole fell off of them. Like, so they sent me a picture that was like, I bought these shoes from you, wore them once, and the sole fell off. So I guess either I'm speculating maybe I left them in my car too much, like too long, and like the sun heated up the glue and maybe it got loose,
I
or
mean,
maybe
if you
these
were living
shoes
in
are just a
Florida,
lot
I'd be like, yeah,
older than I
but
think they were.
yeah,
I
they
don't know.
they may have been older and dry rotted, which
Yeah,
that sucks that, that fell
yeah.
apart, you have to refund them now.
Normally, well, I refunded them, no problem. But normally, like I'll do like the bin test. You know what I mean? Like I'll
Yeah.
get them and like twist them up and do all that stuff with it. But
But
I
you
was
don't
like,
think
oh,
to
those
do
are
that
new.
on
They're
new
fine.
shoes.
You know what I mean? But I should have
Yeah,
done it.
on new shoes, you're like, "Oh, yeah, this is fine," and you just list it as it is.
Well, because when I picked them up to put them in my car, my brother's like, "You're gonna sell those?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, these will sell." And he's like, "They're Walmart shoes." And I was like, "So what?" And I sold them for like $25. So it was a good sell. It's just now I had to refund the buyer because
Yeah, it sucks.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
uh, let's see. I know nothing about shoes. I wear Lands in
Oh,
shoes.
yeah, you did that
Hillary,
with
have
me.
you tried any other platforms besides eBay?
No, and I think part of that is because I only have so much time in the day, and eBay is something that I already knew from being on it for so long, so I was like, Okay, I'll try this."
Right, right, right. Honestly, that kind of suck. Competition is
Oh, the
nuts in the auto
bins,
shop.
yeah.
I get aggressive.
It depends on what you're looking for at the bins. I mean, there's
Right.
a lot of people that are there like you just for clothes. There's some that are there for a little bit of everything. It depends. My husband's usually looking for video games, which is why he's disappointed a lot at the bins.
Right. Yeah, see, I don't go for any of that type of stuff. When I was doing everything in the bins, I didn't have much luck at finding stuff that was in working condition when I did find good stuff. So
Right,
like
like
it
finding
was
a working condition VCR or something.
right. So like I would go to the bins and I didn't have very much like luck there. So I was like, I don't want to really go back there, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah,
like
I
it
mean,
would
we're
be
finding
months.
such good quality stuff at our local Savers lately. We haven't needed
Right.
to go anywhere else. So now it's like
Right.
instead of spending our weekends at the bins, we'll do it going yard sailing or something instead, or just trying to
Right.
get caught up on the giant death pile that's behind the computer that you can't see.
Uh, Nisha Hillary doesn't have any content, so she's
I
just
Yeah, no,
she's got a channel but no content. She's just
I
a
don't
she's
have
just
any
a
videos or anything, guys. Sorry.
so for like me, when it came to the bins, I went to the bins, tried it. I was like, oh, it's cool, you know what I mean? but I enjoyed not having to dig through stuff and just having
Yeah.
everything like on racks already like separated by
Already
men's and women's
organized. Yeah.
categories. You know what I mean? But when I decided to niche down on clothes, and I was
Hmm.
going to the thrift stores spending like $5 on a pair of jeans minimum, and I
At least.
knew
Yeah.
that I could get them for cheaper at the bins. I was like, this ain't where it's at. It's like, let me go to the
Yeah.
bins and compare. You know what I mean? So I went to the bins one day, and then like I went to Savers, I went to Goodwill, like actual thrift store, St.
Hmm.
Vincent de Paul, and a couple other just thrift stores that are in St. Louis. Because here in Cape, there's only 5 stores, and I'll never be able to get 30 items in one day. It's just,
Right.
I mean, I
I know.
can, but it's rare. It's not happening daily. So
Right. Right. Not with the quantity you
I
want.
went to I went to St. Louis, and I want to say I spent like over $1,000 on like 30 items,
Wow.
which is, it's pretty pricey. And then
Yeah.
like in the bins on 30 items, I can get that for like $50.
It's like 50
You know what I
bucks. Yeah,
mean?
exactly. You're not spending
And
a thousand
that's on the
dollars. Yeah.
higher end, you know what I mean? So I was
Yeah.
like, maybe the bins is going to be what I do since I'm sourcing clothing. I'll get them all
Yeah.
from the bins and then just get the shoes from the thrift store my brother works at because $3 a pair is pretty good. It's a pretty good
Yeah. No,
price.
that is definitely a decent price for shoes because most of them you're going to flip for at least 15 to 20.
Easily,
So it's worth your time.
easily. I think
Yep.
15 is like the lowest I sell shoes for. We started reselling just Revere wear pots and pans.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Did you learn that from Hustling Hooks?
Hustlin' hooks. Hashtag pots and pans. Yep.
Yeah, that's where I
You
learned
got
it
another
from
sale?
too. Somebody sent me an offer, $25 for a big dog's. Let's see,
Oh, that shirt.
the sweatshirt, not the shirt. I'm
Not the
trying to get it
t-shirt.
to
Okay.
load. A couple videos back, I found two crew necks. One had red sleeve on it,
Hmm.
and the other one was like black. So this one is the black one. I'm trying to get the picture to load,
Is the
but
offer
my
decent?
internet's being janky. So it's just all black with a little small dog on
Oh,
the
with the little
chest.
logo. Okay.
Yeah. So $25. I have it listed for 35, but why not take it?
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, you said sales were slow. That's a good way to get them
so we're
started. I've
slow. I've
noticed that
only
like
sold 4 things today.
so yeah, I've noticed that once I start like accepting offers or putting out offers, the sales will come rolling in.
I'm even sending out offers at 33% right
Ooh.
now. 33% off, which is
Cha-ching.
really, really like that's a really like high offer. Like
That's
normally
like
I'm sending
clearance
offers,
that thing out. Yeah.
yeah,
Normally it's
20%, maximum because I
yeah, I was
have a
gonna say like 10 to
20% off
20%.
coupon on my store.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on today. Let's
Everybody's
see.
back to work after the long weekend, still recuperating, I guess.
Right, I guess. Misha said, I got an awesome hoodie from Marcus, a crisp green, my favorite. She did buy a hoodie from me. I actually have a gray one, same size, same make, and everything. I got them at the bins for like two
Of course you did.
dollars. I think Misha got a pretty decent deal on. I want to say she paid like $9 or $10 for it. Uh, but just like the shirt you bought your husband from me, I got that from the bins.
Yep.
Like the
Yeah.
bins
And
are
that
for
was
the
new with
women for
tags.
sure, man. I love it. Okay, let's see. More than one person. Where to go? Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. My screen jumps all around. More than one person has told her she should do vids. We haven't
Oh,
been
me. Yeah.
successful convincing her yet. He's talking about you. You need to get
Yep.
with it. You
Yeah.
definitely
Oh, I do,
should.
huh?
Me personally, I feel like everyone should have a YouTube channel. But not everybody does.
Yeah. I haven't put in the time to it. Most days I don't have time for the things that I want to do. Never mind adding what would essentially be more work on my plate.
It can be a lot of work, man. Sometimes, I
Can
mean,
be.
I enjoy it, but sometimes I'm just like, man, I really don't feel like doing this today. But I've committed to it, and I don't back down from something I've committed to.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because and that's sometimes why I say things publicly. Because if I put it out there, I have to do it. You know
Then
what I
you're
mean?
like, I
Especially
have
if
to
I
do
tell
this now.
all of
Yeah.
YouTube land, like I'm gonna do this, guys. Like hold me accountable. You know what I mean? And then if I don't do it, I'll feel like I let not just myself down, but I let my I don't know how to phrase it, but I didn't stand on what I
Audience.
said I was going to do. So therefore,
Yeah.
like Sometimes I go to the most extreme, right? So like because I went to that treatment,
Hmm.
there was a thing that made us, it was like brainwashing all the time. And they say, I know you will because you said you will. So like if I said I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it because I
You're gonna
said
do
I
it, yeah.
would do it. And ever since I
Well,
left
also,
that
I
treatment,
mean,
I
I'm
want
sure, like,
people
even before you were going through that, your reputation on the street is worth a
right.
lot.
So I just want people to be able to, at face value, oh, Marcus said he was going to do that for you. Yeah, you don't even have to worry about it. He's got you. You know what I mean?
Yep,
I just want to be reliable. I want to be someone people can count on.
that's admirable.
Oh, we found male ice cube trays at
Oh,
Sam's.
yes. They were ice cube trays shaped like male genitalia,
Nice.
and I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
"Hmm,
figured. I figured that's what he meant by that.
yes, that's exactly what he meant." And he was actually upset that I didn't bring them home, and I'm like, "Eh."
Yeah, we don't need those laying around.
Well,
Speaking
we
of
have an
consumer, hit the
automatic
like
ice
button.
maker in our freezer, so it's like you can't just change out the trays to make different shaped ones.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. He'll pick me up an awesome Vader polo shirt from Marcus. Yes,
Yep,
she did.
he loves that.
Derek, the ATL flipper, what's going on, man? Appreciate you guys coming and popping in for a moment. I haven't done a video in so long. I totally get it. I'm full time corporate analyst and part time, but really almost full time reseller too. So people say
Yep.
like, I'm a part time reseller, right? And I don't know about y'all, but when I was part time reseller, I was full time reseller and part time full time job. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I
it does,
spent
absolutely,
so
because you
much
do
time,
spend a lot of time on it. Yeah.
yeah, like versus my 8 hour shift at my regular job or whatever. I was spending the
Right.
rest of my waking days, my time
Exactly, like, you're
reselling.
answering questions, you're setting up listings, you're going out
Yep.
sourcing, even when you're, like, at the grocery store, you're like, "Hmm, I wonder if I could
Yep.
flip this candy bar." It never
Yeah.
stops.
Yeah. So that's why, and I went down to Houston, Texas to meet Chris from Flip the World for like close
Mhm.
to. Are we good?
Yeah,
Okay.
you froze for a
So
second, but
I was off for like 3 days shy of a month, right? And the fire
mhm.
resellers was like, Marcus, you might as well just go full time. And I was like, you know what? You guys are right. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go and put my 2 weeks in because I was only making like $80 a paycheck anyway. I was like, this is petty money,
You
regardless.
yeah.
Like, so I just
Yeah,
need to go ahead and
that's your
close
candy
out. And,
money, not the
yeah,
reselling.
exactly. So I quit and I've just been going hard ever since.
I mean, was it one of the YouTubers I watched, was it The Bearded Thrift Machine? He actually
Yeah,
calculates his hourly wage
yeah,
based off of, how much money he's gonna make and how much time he spends
right.
sourcing and things like that, and
Yeah,
it's good money if you find the right
yeah.
things and you know what you're looking for.
Julian kills it
Or
though.
like,
Like he finds all types of
oh yeah,
deals.
dude, I
Yeah,
can't find $50 golf clubs here.
no, not at
You know how
all.
many people play golf in New Hampshire? Not many.
Not very many. I don't know
No.
what it is about the state of Florida, but it's like the whole state of Florida like is playing golf real like
Or
that
the
whole region
Carolinas,
down
yeah.
there, from Carolina to Florida to North Carolina, all that stuff, man. It's all those guys down there like Flippy McFlipperson. All of them are
Yep.
finding like golf clubs like all the time. I don't get it. I really
The
don't get
ones
it.
up here, they're old, they're rusted, they're
That's
beaten
how it
up,
is
they're
here.
usually kid-sized.
I just donated a bunch of golf clubs.
Yeah, because you were done.
I'm finished. No
That and
mas.
also, I mean, with the new shipping changes and stuff with
Yeah,
USPS
that's what
priority,
did it.
like the size limitations, like even their
That's
mailing tubes are too big, and you have to pay an extra charge.
that's what did it.
Yeah.
When that happened, when that change happened,
Yeah.
I like literally he took them all down immediately.
Yep.
Uh, Reselling takes a lot of time. Luckily, you can build your own schedule. That's the
Yeah, which
best
is
part about it.
it is
And having
absolutely
a
the best
draft
part.
bank, man, lets you be flexible.
Yeah.
Like literally, I wouldn't have been able to go meet up with that lady about that apartment today if I didn't have a draft bank because I still
No,
would be
yeah.
like right now, I was trying to get my listing done to go live with it, but I just
Yeah,
lost
imagine
so
if you were working for somebody else. You're like, "Oh, well, I can't get out of work right now." Well,
right.
I don't have to work for somebody else, okay? I
Yep.
don't have to worry about, all the stuff that comes along with the set schedule because, I'm able to be there for my kids when we want to. We went to, like, an ice cream social at the school the other day. I didn't have
Hmm.
to ask for permission. I didn't have to
Right.
schedule that off ahead of time. Just
That's
went.
the best. That's the best feeling in the world right there.
Yeah.
Florida equals Disney, golf, and Gators. Facts.
Yes.
That's it.
I heard that recently some guy diving for disc golf discs
Yeah,
at
that was
a
Parker
golf
Monster.
course got eaten by an alligator.
Oh, I was
I'm
about
like,
to say that's what Drew from Profit Monster's been doing lately.
that's what he's been doing. He actually put out a video about it because somebody
Yeah,
had been killed by alligators, and he's like, "I'm fine, guys. I'm being safe, but maybe
yeah,
I won't do this as much."
right, definitely. Because you don't know what's in that water.
Yeah, no,
Fire resellers are an awesome couple. Yes, they are.
yeah, yeah. They share a lot of
Constantly
knowledge too.
warm and little snow. Facts. Julian is amazing. Does his thing, and his channel's like blew up over the last year. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I mean, I think him collaborating a lot with Kat the Nurse Flipper also helps out, which is
You know,
good for them.
I like to say that that has some role in it, but
Maybe.
in my honest opinion, I think what it was, because he was doing what sold videos like all the time, and
Hmm.
then when he switched lanes to all Goodwill videos all the time,
Yeah.
that's when his
Sourcing.
channel
That's what people
took
want to
off.
see.
Because
Yeah.
people want to see sourcing, they don't care about what you like. To
We
an
want to see
extent,
the
they do.
fun part.
They want to see you picking the stuff up though. So
Yeah.
like when I noticed him start doing that is when his channel started taking off, which is funny because my channel's nowhere near any of that. But I went from like 300 to 400 subscribers when
Hmm.
I started making Ben's footage in
Hmm.
October is when I really started making Ben's footage, and I got over 1,000 subscribers just by making one type of video. You know
Yeah,
what I
like I
mean?
said,
So
people want to see the fun part, which sourcing is the
yeah,
fun part. The rest of it is
yep,
kind of, drudgery, cleaning, testing, taking
yep.
pictures and stuff. Yeah, what are you going to do? Screen share your phone the whole time?
Right, yeah, nobody wants to
You
see
know?
that.
So yeah, people like the thrill of the hunt for sure. And
Yep,
I'll admit that is absolutely my favorite part too, and why we still have a big death pile
yeah.
that's even up in our living room right now as well, because sourcing is fun.
Yeah. See, I wish I had a death pile, but since I list so many items a day, like
Yeah, you list
I'm trying
so
to get
much.
to
I
it.
started listing like 5 to 10 items a day, and my death pile is going way
Mhm.
down. But I definitely don't have the same problem that you have with finding enough to list like 35 items a day. That's
Right,
nuts.
yeah. So I think like right now I have 4 days of inventory ready to go. I'm trying to get about 2 weeks worth of stuff stocked up to where like I don't have to
Right.
like be worried if I'm gonna run out of stuff. But I
Right.
think
So you could
what
like
I'm
go on
gonna
a
do
vacation
this
if you
because
want.
well, right. And so like that's what I'm going to use this yard sale season for cuz last
Nice.
yard sale season I didn't really realize like I was passing up on a lot of deals. Like for instance, there was this one yard sale I filmed it. I bought a whole bunch of makeup there, a
Hmm.
bunch of like CDs and stuff in it,
Hmm.
but there was two boxes filled with women's Levi's jeans and men's Levi's jeans. And if I'd have known that I was going to niche down on clothing, I would have bought all those jeans and
Like the
I
whole
just gave them the
box. Yeah.
price for all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now, like going into it with the knowledge of what I'm trying to do, I'm
Hmm.
going to all yard sales and I'm buying anything profitable that's clothing and shoes, and
Yeah.
I'm just racking up on all types of stuff. So that way, you know, there's two sourcing trips in a week. I go to the bins on Monday, and then
Hmm.
on Friday when I source from the bin or from the yard sales, I'll get as much stuff as I can, and then when
Hmm.
my brother's like, I got some stuff, I'll go to the. Usually, I go to the thrift store on Tuesday, and I'll get about 15 to 20 pairs of shoes. So
Hmm.
I'll build it up soon enough. I just list so much, and I'm getting ready to go up to 35 listings tomorrow on the first.
Now, is
Yeah,
there an end goal for your listings? Like, are you going to cap
40,
it at so many per day? 40.
40.
That's your cap.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I get to 40, I'm going to ride out for probably the rest of the year. I say
Okay.
that. I say that I'm going to stop there. But the moment that I get to doing it faster and where I have like more free time, I'll probably
Mhm.
start adding more listings to it.
Adding more to it.
But I
Yeah.
would like to consider just rocking it out with 40 for the rest of the year and
Hmm.
just grow my business and like have the money stack and see what I can do with it. I just
Right.
really don't know what I'm going to do. My goal is just to get to 40 and see what happens with it. So
I mean, that's a
we'll
good place.
we'll, we'll go from
That's a
there.
lot of stuff. That would take me forever to list 40 items though, because all my items they're different, they're unique, they're one-offs
Right.
from a thrift store and they're in different categories. So it takes more time, but you seem to have your groove going on.
Yeah, it helps because I just sell similar off of a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like really, all I got to do is just change a few item specifics
Hmm.
and put the photos in there. So like those instances help a lot. But
Hmm.
still, there's stuff that I got in that bulk buyout. There's things that I bought in there that I would have never picked up at the bins,
Hmm.
but I'm glad that I did because now I know that this stuff sells. It sells
Right.
regularly. Um, like Day Trip, I was never picking up that brand Day Trip. It doesn't sell for a lot of money. Usually, it's between 10 to 15 bucks, but it sells like hotcakes. And it's because I
Nice.
have so much of it in the same sizes. I'm getting multiple
Right.
quantity orders. Like I just sold 2 items today to someone. Yesterday I sold three, and it's all the same brand. It's all the same size, and everybody's just buying it. And they'll
Awesome. Yeah.
come
I
back and
mean,
they'll buy more like weeks later.
yeah, because they know you've got the goods.
Yep.
So yeah,
Until I
I
run
know a
out.
lot of people are trying to buy the lower priced items lately. It seems like, I've got a range of price ranges of things listed. I've got some things
Mhm.
listed for $200. I've got some things listed for $10 free shipping. And it's the lower priced items that a lot of people are buying
Yeah.
more readily right now.
Yep.
So that may be part of it, but also, I mean, it's just if you can get it cheap enough, selling it for $10, that's still
Right.
profit.
Right.
Do that 10 more times.
Daily Refinement said that I think 70% of sales on eBay are $12 and under,
Yep.
and my average sales price went from it was like high 30s, like 38. It went down to
Hmm.
like 24, but my average sales, like my sales overall, I'm
Hmm.
up like 12, 20, or to it's like $15,000 in the last 90 days. Like, because before, like it was at 23,000. Now I'm at like 35,000, thirty
Nice.
six thousand.
See, I
So
try and go
pretty
for
good.
the higher priced items to get more profit because I know I'm only going to list a few items, so I want to make it worth my time basically. If you're able to put in the time to do lots and lots of things,
Mhm.
then the lower priced items can definitely make you a full-time living. You're doing it.
All right. Derek asked how many items do you have in your store? You said you have like 200, right?
I have less than 200. Less than 200. I'm
Less than
like at
200.
160 something because I had a bunch of sales over this past weekend.
And I have 1,865 or 70, something like that. Uh, because I'm trying to get it to 3,000 by the end of the year, but I'm selling
You're selling
almost
so
a
much, I
million
know.
from listing a day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So
Like I
that's
was,
a good problem to have, though.
before the
Yeah.
weekend, I was, getting close to like 180 items. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hit 200. Now I'm at exactly 160.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
okay with that.
Nabia, what's going on, bro? Hey,
Hey.
Mar- Marcus is not stopping at 40. He's going to do something crazy like try to
Oh, we
list
know
a
it.
bunch of lost
We know
standing
it. We know
inventory.
it. Yep. We get to hire
I could see
employees to do it for him. Yeah.
I could see, man, me doing some extra stuff that I don't need to do, but I probably will at least marinate on it for like 3 months at least, just to be
Hmm.
able to like get my processes down faster and to get, because 30, 35 in a day is a lot, right? So
Yeah.
40 a day is obviously going to be that much more work. So if I can
Hmm.
get 40 listings done in half the time that it's taking me right now, I'll add more listings to it.
Gotta get your
So
groove in. Hey, how about
that's
putting your twin to work when he's done with the program he's in?
he's got his own eBay stuff to do though.
Oh, so he's already
Yeah.
gotten. All right.
So he's gonna
Boy's
get
already
right back
hustling.
into it. Yeah. So
Good for him. Good for him.
right. All right. Well, we're coming up to the end of this live stream here. 3 minutes over actually. So I don't know if anyone has anything else they want to say to Hilary, our guest, or to me. Um, if not, thanks for showing up, guys. If you're catching this on the replay, make sure you guys hit the like button. Um, Hillary does not have content, so you don't have to subscribe to her channel
No.
unless you just want to for some reason. That way, when she does
Actually,
start
I think I
making
do have a
content,
couple subscribers, which I'm like, y'all gonna be waiting for a while because I don't have time.
right? You'll be in the
I'm
know
busy
already,
selling.
I guess. Yeah. So yeah, I really appreciate your time, though. It was nice meeting you in
Yeah, it's
person.
great seeing you in
Well,
person.
not in
Yeah.
person, face to face, and meeting
Yeah.
your
And
husband.
in the chat, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate your time though. You have a good night, okay?
Yeah. Thanks for
All
coming,
right, everyone
everybody.
in the chat, you guys, thanks for coming hanging out with us. Everyone have a good night. See you guys on the next one. Until then, let's make this cash, guys.